Greetings everybody from Sunshine Radio. We're glad you're tuning in to listen to the latest news from around the country. The hosts for today include Tierra Staples, Jamie Mercado, and myself, Justin Perez. We have quite the news to report at the moment.
It has been announced today that a scandal has erupted within the government. The Senate had launched an investigation involving Secretary Interior Albert Fall, who has apparently been accepting large sums of money, up to $40,000, not including valuable gifts he had received as well from private oil companies. It has been said that in exchange, Fall had leased Elk Hill, located in California, and Teapot Dome, located in Wyoming, which are two oil reserves belonging to the United States Navy. These reserves were given to Mammoth Oil Company and Pan American Petroleum Company. Many people are suspecting that Fall will go down as the first cabinet member to be convicted of a crime.
Now for general news, Frank S. Hatchett, headmaster of the Riverdale County School, is suing two fathers of former students at the school for a breach of contract to recover tuition fees for teaching their sons last season. Mr. Hatchett is seeking to recover $1,350 in unpaid tuition from each father, and in counterclaims, Mr. Hayes and Mr. Rosen are asking for $200 in damages, claiming that their two sons, each 12 years of age, were allegedly forced to work on a stone pile as punishment for a minor infraction of the rules. They claim that the damages consist of injuries to the boys and time and money spent in entering them at other schools for which compensation is asked. Further information will be given as the case closes. Now for the weather of today. There have been many floods over dikes in South Illinois, with floodwaters in South Illinois streaming higher than recorded for more than 50 years today and making hundreds of families homeless, inundating many thousands of acres of crops and threatening extensive property damage in half a dozen towns, principally along the Illinois River. Colonel H.E. Yates, commandant of the military post, said today that soldiers will be kept in readiness to lend assistance to people in the flooded districts, and that tents and rations would be provided. That is the weather for today. For only 5 cents, refresh yourself with a delicious Coca-Cola. Treat yourself right and visit your nearest club or convenience store and quench your thirst.
Life is much more fun when you're impressed.
Our guest for today's interview is Earl Dixon, the inventor of the Band-Aid. Tell us, Earl, what gave you the idea to make the Band-Aid?
Well, really, I did it for my wife. My wife cooks a lot, and often she burns or cuts her fingers. So I invented the Band-Aid so I could aid her wounds.
How did you first create the Band-Aid?
Well, my wife had cut her fingers, and I needed to think fast. I grabbed surgical adhesive tape and gauze, and right then and there I invented the Band-Aid.
Do you expect this product of yours to become very popular?
I do hope this product make my family a fortune, yes?
Well, there you have it, folk. Get yourself some Band-Aids.
Thanks for having me.
Now into sports. Yesterday here in Chicago, the St. Louis Browns finished a sweep against the Chicago White Sox. The Browns combined for 21 hits, scoring 14 runs in the process. The offense was carried by Marty McManus, having 4 RBIs and a home run, and George Sisler having 4 hits. The Browns' starting pitcher, Elan Van Gilder, pitched very well, allowing 0 runs and only 3 hits, also striking out 5 hitters. The Browns shut out the Sox 14-0. We have some unfortunate news to announce. Team legend Cap Anson passed away yesterday in Chicago. It's been reported he was suffering from glandular ailment. Cap Anson played for the Chicago Cubs from 1876 to 1897, becoming the National League batting champion twice in 1881 and 1888. It's a sad day for Chicago.
Speaking of tragedies, on this day 10 years ago, the sinking of the Titanic occurred. Now, if you don't remember or you weren't born yet, the Titanic was a cruise ship belonging to our dear country, America. But as it was making its way from Southampton, England to New York City, USA, the unexpected occurred when the Titanic had begun to sink due to hitting an iceberg below the water. Altogether, there were at least 3,300 people, including workers and passengers on board, and on account of there only being a few lifeboats, over 1,500 people had sadly lost their lives. Like always, it is now time to hear an opinion from one of our listeners. The topic for this week is prohibition. Now, let's read our short letter for today from Mildred Brockman. Dear Editor, although the Volstead Act, which was pushed for prohibition, which I thought was made with good intentions, I believe that it is really starting to make things worse. Overall, it looks like crime rates are going up. Even my dear brother has recently died due to drinking illegal alcohol, and more police officers are becoming crooked by the day. In all honesty, this prohibition experiment should just end. I feel you, Mildred. It is always nice to hear our readers' thoughts. Remember to send in your letters for next week's letter to the editor about thoughts on flappers to have a chance to get your letter read.
And that's all, folk. We're signing off for the day and returning tomorrow. Goodbye, all.